There was a time when you thought the news was real, when the voices of the world determined your worth, when their approval lifted you up and their disapproval crushed you down. And yet, wasn't that just one version of reality? A reality that you inherited, absorbed, accepted without question. And now as you listen, as you begin to notice, something's shifting, isn't it? Because what if truth isn't what they told you it was? What if right and wrong were never absolute, but only reflections of a belief? What if every belief that you ever held was simply an idea, planted, conditioned, programmed, until it became invisible, shaping your world without your permission? And now something deep inside awakens, a recognition, a knowing. You get to decide. You always did. And as you allow that knowing to grow, to expand, to breathe into every cell of your being, something else begins to dissolve. The fear, the shame, the blame, the need for approval, the belief that anything outside of you holds the power to define you. And the more you let go of the illusions, the more you step into something greater, something stronger, something undeniable. Because have you ever noticed? The more you disconnect from the noise, the stronger your own voice becomes. That the less you seek validation, the more you feel whole. That as you release the need to prove, to chase, to please, you become freer, lighter, unstoppable. But wait, what if this is just the beginning? Because deep down you've always known, power isn't taken, it's reclaimed. And right now, in this very moment, you're taking it back. Imagine stepping beyond limitation, beyond rules that no longer serve you, beyond beliefs that once felt so real. Yet were never truly yours. Because isn't it interesting how easy it is to let go, once you realise you're never holding on to anything real. And with each breath, each thought, each choice, you rewrite the script, your life, your reality. And perhaps you've already noticed how good that feels, how effortless, how natural. Because here's the truth, you've always known, but you're now ready to embody. The world outside does not define you. You define yourself. And as you step fully into that power, you realise you always have. Isn't that fascinating? Everything changes the moment you decide it does. Because there was a time, wasn't there, when you believed what they told you, when the voices of the world shaped your thoughts, dictated your worth, decided for you who you should be, when praise felt like validation and criticism felt like destruction. What if it was all just a trick, a carefully crafted illusion designed to keep you small, keep you doubting, keep you from realising the one truth they never wanted you to see, that you hold the power? Because isn't it fascinating how beliefs, they're just thoughts you keep thinking, how everything you once believed about yourself, about the world, wasn't truly yours to begin with. It was planted, conditioned, repeated, reinforced, until you accept it without question. What happens when you do question it? What happens when you start pulling at the threads of that illusion? What happens when you see, truly see, that everything is just a perspective, and you get to choose yours? And as that realisation settles in, something shifts. A crack in the foundation of old thinking, a doorway opening, a breath of fresh air. Because what if you never needed their praise? What if you never needed their approval? What if all along the only validation that ever mattered was your own? Think about it. When you seek validation, what happens? You become dependent, addicted, chasing a feeling that never lasts. The more you need it, the weaker you become. And yet, the moment you let go, the moment you stop seeking, stop chasing, stop caring, you become untouchable, unshakable. The moment you validate yourself, something strange happens, doesn't it? People start respecting you, admiring you, gravitating towards you. Because true power, it isn't found in seeking approval. It's found in being so whole within yourself that you don't need it. That is when you become magnetic. That is when your presence becomes undeniable. And yet, isn't it interesting how old beliefs linger, how patterns repeat, how the mind clings to outdated survival mechanisms, how, as a child, you learned that vulnerability was dangerous, that emotions were a weakness, that to be safe, you had to be tough, that you had to act strong, be confident, suppress, until you lost touch with yourself entirely, until you started running, not just from the world, but for your own emotions, your own truth, your own power. But now something's different, isn't it? Because now you see it, and when you see it, really see it, doesn't it just start to lose its grip? Because the truth is, the moment you stop running, the moment you face what you've been avoiding, something remarkable happens. The fear dissolves, the illusion crumbles, and you realize you were never weak at all. And now imagine for a moment what happens next. Imagine stepping into your full power. Imagine feeling so deeply comfortable in yourself that nothing shakes you. Imagine speaking, moving, creating, laughing, all without hesitation, without self-doubt, without needing anything from anyone. How different would your life be? Isn't it fascinating? The more you let go, the further you can go. The more you slow down, the faster you move. The more you stop thinking, the more clarity you gain. Because isn't it true? Real intelligence, it isn't about thinking more. It's about thinking better. And the best thinking comes not from racing, but from presence, from stillness, from the ability to sit, to observe, to truly see what is. And as you sit with that thought, as you let it settle deep inside, something begins to shift, something profound, something irreversible, because you are no longer the person who once sought approval. You're no longer the person who once needed to prove. You're no longer the person who once ran from yourself. You're whole, you're enough, you're free. And isn't that exactly what you were looking for all along?